Hello fellow old schoolers, and welcome to this match featuring the Reanimator deck. Now I think this recording is the final recording from the tournament of the Long Island Cup 3.0. So after this we'll wrap it up and I'll put them into the playlist, and yeah, we have squeezed all the juice out of that orange. The event is complete. This final recording is a best of 3 between the Reanimator archetype and Stompy-Atog that we've seen in one of the matches on this channel. And after that best of 3, we'll have a single match with Reanimator and the Eureka archetype that was caught on camera as well. But I only have a single round of that match, so I just thought I'd put it in here as extra entertainment for us. So without further ado, we'll go into the deck text of the first couple of decks here, and if these are not your thing, I'll put down a timestamp in a comment below. You can go to that particular timestamp for the first match, and there'll be timestamps for the second match as well. First up we have Stompy-Atog. It's a red and green brew. So Tiger is its dual land, and it's taking its name because it's kind of a mixture between an Atog deck and the Stompy archetype. And the Stompy archetype is the mono-green critter archetype with a bunch of berserks and giant growths, and the Atog is obviously a well-known tier 1 archetype as well. This particular deck picture is a bit off, as he has taken out those Curd Apes and put in 4 scavenger folks instead. Other than that, it is complete. We have a bunch of critters here, an aggro burn deck here with 3 Agothian Pixies, 4 Script Sprites, those 4 scavenger folks, and also 3 Atogs. We have 4 Giant Growth and a couple of Berserks just to really ramp up the damage here. And it's supplemented with 4 Lightning Bolts, 4 Chain Lightnings, and 4 Blackwises as direct damage here. Additional artifacts in the form of Anks of Misra and Copper Tablets, and a full playset of Moxen and a Black Lotus, just to really pump up those Atogs so that they can go kind of berserk and just go nuts here. So it is a bit of a it has Smash Atog elements to it as well, where you have Atogs that just goes bananas with berserks. It's also a Chaos Orb as well, obviously. Single Pendelhaven and the 4 Mistress Factories as special lanes here. No Blood Moons here. I suppose he has too many special lanes. And we don't have really a picture of his sideboard, so we'll have to watch the match to see what he brings in. Let's go over his opponent, the Reanimator archetype. Now, the Reanimator archetype, we have it here, is powered by those 4 Bazaar of Baghdad that we see at the middle of the deck picture here, just right beside the sideboard. And we have just a huge creature package with Triskelions to Travis, Sink of Vampires. I think it's 3 Nicol Bolas, or a couple of Nicol Bolas as well, and also the Stulkan, the Swamp King. And the main thing here will be to kind of just draw with those Bazaars of Baghdad to discard your creatures, then you'll animate them with Animate Dead, just to get huge creatures in for only 2 mana. And you can also use All Hallows Eve, which is an enchantment that comes out. Oh, actually it's a sorcery, so it can't be disenchanted. You'll put it out and it'll have 2 counters, lose a counter each of your upkeep. Once it's at 0 counters, all creatures from all graveyards will get into play directly. So that'll be a bunch of huge creatures out of this deck with Elder Dragons and Summon Legends and stuff like that, big robots. And it also makes use of a single Concordant Crossroads main deck, so that you can attack the turn you play the card. Also have a couple of Sylvan Libraries here, just to really get the combination going. Earthquakes, I imagine those will be kind of good in this matchup against all the critters. Fireball as well to keep them at bay. So balance, the recall, and the deck is fully powered, using 5 Moxen. No, it doesn't have a Lotus actually, almost fully powered. 5 Moxen and the 3 blue power cards. And from black we have the Mind Twist, Demonic Tutor, and Dark Rituals, just for another way to really ramp out those creatures and get them into play, because they are big and heavy. And it's actually 3 Dark Rituals we see here. Fair enough. And obviously we have the Chaos Orb to round it off, and a Regrowth. Those are just really good cards. Sideboard options: Mirror Universe, more Concordant Crossroads, we have Energy Fluxen, Blue Blast, Disenchant, Tranquility, a couple of Red Elemental Blast, another Earthquake, and a Shatterstorm. Now what to put in here, I imagine especially those Earthquakes will probably be kind of nice here, right? Just to really, I don't know, try to keep all the critters at bay. It will be a matchup where a Reanimator will try to survive the early game, and then if he can make it work, he'll overpower the opponent with all his big fat creatures. But I mean, Stompy-Atog can make some huge bursts of damage real quick here, and might finish the game out of the blue. So Reanimator will have to stay on his toes. Let's see how the matchup plays out. And we have Stompy-Atog on the play here. Ooh, a couple of Moxen and a Godian Pixies. Turn 1 with a Tiger. Nope. Okay, an Ank of Mishra instead. Okay, so each land drop will cost a couple of life. So there's no way for the other guy to avoid that. Ooh, Dark Ritual though. And a Singular Vampire turn 1. Wow. Really ramping up. Mid-range style here. Another Ank of Mishra though. And the Godian Pixies. So 4 points of damage just to cast a land. Good thing for Reanimator that he actually had those Moxen. I mean, backed up with so much burn as the Stompy-Atog has, those Anks of Mishra are a real threat here. Godian Pixie coming in for 2 points of damage. Ooh, there's another one. I think perhaps Reanimator should stay back with that Singular Vampire to block the onslaught a bit. Demonic Tutor here. Oh man, what to pick? If he has another mana source of Fireball here, would be kind of nice just to really destroy those Godian Pixies. Remember, they only have 1 in toughness, so 4 mana should do it. It is all the presence the other guy has on that playmat. But the counter punch from them are pretty damn dangerous here. Doesn't have a blue mana, so he can't unless he has 1 in hand. Oh, it's a bit of a pickle actually. I think a Fireball would probably be my pick here, but we obviously don't know what he has in hand. Let's see what he took. A blue land, okay. Wow, he's really attacking here again. I think he should keep back up balancing here. Was that the tutor target? Now losing the island. And discarding a Triskelion and a Tiger. Oh, he might be doing that because he wants to discard. He wants to reanimate that Triskelion. But I do suppose the Godian Pixies will actually be kind of... Oh, he attacks again here. Will be... No, nothing. Well, they will be kind of immune to the Triskelion. They have the prediction from Artifact. Getting in for 4 again. Okay, the other guy is down. Oh, yes, the Reanimator. Animate Triskelion, but the Triskelion can't block the Godian Pixies because, yeah, they have protection artifacts coming in here. 2 points of damage. 1 more attack and the other guy's dead. What? 2 giant growths here. What's that? That's 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points of damage. He shoots Stompy-Atog down to 1 point of life. He can't block the Godian Pixies. Stompy-Atog's out of the blue just takes the first round here. Okay, really surprised me. I mean, Stompy-Atog was down to 1 more attack and he'd be gone. Triskelion could almost take him as well. Really close match, but he made it work here. These guys will sideboard and will go in to round number 2. Now this time Reanimator will be on the play. I can't really remember if he had a Fireball in that deck. I think the Fireball play would perhaps have been better than the Balance. Though I suppose the Balance play was did provide him some discards so he could get the Triskelion out. Okay, starting off here, just a Strip Mine. With a nice little White Knight running around on it. Ooh, what a start out of Stompy-Atog here. Really getting the green critters coming out of the forest here. Script Sprites and some Scavenger folks. Those will be great against the artifact creatures of the other guy. Really piling on the pressure here with the Godian Pixies as well. The fairies are coming out. Different types of them. Swamp out of Reanimator. He really needs to move fast here. Dark Ritual though. And a Singular Vampire. Those are great at stopping rush decks like this, because each time he blocks a little critter, he'll grow that vampire, strengthening himself by their blood. Now blocking the Agodian Pixies. Becomes a huge giant Agodian Pixies with a giant growth here, taking out the Singer Vampire. Another Dark Ritual here. And it's a Skillion. Good stuff. They're shooting the other. Yeah, that's great. Doing that before the other guy can draw a giant growth. I think that's the correct play. Oh, that's another Agodian Pixies though, and that thing doesn't care about that Triskelion. As said, it has protection from artifacts. That means it can block it all day, and the Triskelion can't block it, and it can't even shoot it either. But the Triskelion is a 2/2 after it has shot 2 of its cannons. So if the Agodian Pixie attacks, the Triskelion can get in afterwards. Okay, gets in. A Chuck coming in here. Alright. City of Brass. Out of Reanimator. Playing something big here. Ooh, another Vampire. Really like those. I play them in Composition A as well, and they're good against aggro. I think he could have attacked with the Triskelion actually. But I suppose he keeps back, having learned his lesson from game number 1, that he should probably have a bit more patience. I think a mistake in the first game was that he attacked too much. He should have patience, just try to block and survive the early game, and keep back a bit. Oh, he eats it with, oh my god, again. Oh wow, that's a killing move. Giant growth on the Atog and eating a Mox. That becomes 5, 3, 6, 12, 15. No. Okay, 15 points of damage. Actually, 17 points of damage, and the Triskelion blocked it and had 2 in toughness. So that brings the damage down to 15 points of damage here, killing him outright. Yeah, that's another game. Look at that Stompy-Atog, man. Okay, 2-0 for Stompy-Atog. So Reanimator kind of lost out here. Stompy-Atog just being too fast and too explosive near the end for Reanimator to handle it. Though I do feel both games were really close matches actually. The first one in particular, where Reanimator was just a single attack step away from taking that round. We have a single match where it will try to go up against the Eureka archetype. Let's go, take a few minutes to just to go over the Eureka deck here. Now this is one of 3 Eureka decks that were present at the Long Island Cup 3.0. I really like these decks. It's so punchy. This particular version is red, blue and green, and it revolves around those Eurekas. It actually has a lot of resemblance with the Reanimator archetype, getting a lot of huge creatures out by cheating in a way. But whereas the Reanimator archetype makes use of All Hallows Eve and to a lesser extent the Animate Dead, this deck makes use of the Eureka. That makes it possible for both players to play cards from their hand for free. And the other guy will just get out his small creatures, and the Eureka deck will get out his huge creatures. But in this matchup, I suppose both players will get huge creatures out, and it goes both ways, because the other guy, when he plays the All Hallows Eve, all the creatures from all the graveyards will get in. And this guy, well, he packs 3 Mahamoti Djinns, 3 Shivan Dragons, a lot of Summon Legends, Sushis and Triskelions here, just like the other guy. So yeah, I imagine it'll be a bit of a slugfest here, with the Incredible Hulk coming up against the Thing, something, the Abomination, something like that. Some really hard-hitting guys here, and their way of cheating up big creatures will actually help the other guy just as much. So an odd matchup, this one. Let's get ready for this bonus game here. And remember, it is only a best of 1, sadly. That's why I've just put it in here instead of having its own best of 3. I think the camera somehow broke down, or they forgot to turn it on or something like that, or I forgot, I don't know. So we have Reanimator on the left here, with the Eureka on that Iron Fist Jasconius playmat on the right. Let's get ready for the mayhem. Mahomotijins and Shivan Dragons against Nicol Bolas and Sinker Vampires. Real old school here. So here's the hand of Eureka. A couple of Shivan Dragons, no lands. Eureka, yeah, he can't play that hand. I bet he'll mulligan it. It is a pretty hand though. Yeah, he's reshuffling. We'll cut a bit forward while he shuffles through his deck, and we see Reanimator also doing it with his hand. That's his hand. Nicol Bolas to Travis, Mox, and a Bazaar, and another Mox and another land. So we got his hand on camera here, and both players mulliganing down to 6 cards here. So yeah, let's see what Eureka gets. Your Ancestor Recall, and a bird, and a sushi, and a forest, and we can't really see the other stuff. There's a Mace of Ith, I think. Needs to get rid of some of it. Yeah, getting rid of one of them. Okay, forest coming out as the bird. You can use that bird to cast Ancestor Recall next turn, and I don't think Reanimator can remove that bird. There's the Moxen and the Badlands. I think Reanimator started off with an island in hand, so he must have drawn into that Badlands. Now here's the Ancestor Recall being played here. Out of Eureka. Getting a Tropical Island and a Chaos Orb. He's tapped out though, but we know Reanimator can't really remove that Chaos Orb. Both players don't really bother removal in their decks, apart from that Chaos Orb. That's a Mace of Ith. Figuring that they can just put down more expensive and better permanents than the opponent, so why bother removing his stuff? You can just punch him down with a Shivan Dragon or whatever. Sol Ring coming out here. Okay, cracking his island. Really? He has some blue marks. Okay, let's see if it hits. I think that's a hit. It's a bit difficult to see if it flipped entirely. Okay, Chaos Orbing the island. Did he have Blood Moons in his deck? Was that the reason? Why would you do that? Okay, Tiger coming out. Chaos Orbing his island. Okay. I think he might live to regret that. Yep, that's a to Travis. He'd much rather Chaos Orb that. There's a Eureka. Okay, let's see what these guys get out. Shivan Dragon. It's a beautiful altered Shivan Dragon by ES also. And a Nicol Bolas. Oh man, and a sushi and a... What on earth? This is so cool. What else will we have? Is that it? I said Bazaar Baghdad coming out here. Remember, these guys can play lanes out of sequence as well, out of turn, because they are permanents. So, Dragon Showdown. Ooh, oh man, a Concordant Crossroads. Both players can attack now immediately. Okay, there goes the Eureka. We saw the gleeful thumbs up by the Eureka player. This game is nuts. Okay, Shivan Dragon coming in. What? Okay, he mazes his own Shivan Dragon. That's what happened. And to Travis blocking the sushi, punching each other down. So, an elder dragon staring down a younger dragon. Not daring to attack with the Nicol Bolas because that Shivan Dragon... What? Another Eureka? You're crazy. Okay, Mahomotijin getting played with a Eureka here. And now attacking with both because there's a Concordant Crossroads. Blocking one, the other is mazed, then Mahomotijin gets in. Okay, so yeah, what will the other guy get able to play here? He has a Sylvan Library outside. No, he's using his Bazaar Baghdad just outside the camera angle here, drawing 2 cards, discarding 3. Yeah, sorry about the small camera angle. This is recorded with an old phone of mine, just as an extra game. So we don't have... Oh, there we go. Everything is in now. But remember, that Concordant Crossroads will make it possible just to attack immediately with everything. It's crazy. Okay, he chooses not to pay the upkeep for Nicol Bolas here, so it goes to the graveyard. I wonder why. Might have an enemy dead to bring it right back. And then he can play something else, maybe? He needs the mana. The bad part about Nicol Bolas, apart from as a lot of bad parts, is really expensive to get out, and but he also it costs 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 black mana to each upkeep, just to keep him alive. So it kind of holds him back a bit here. Now Demonic Tutor for something. Could be a balance, but he lacks the white mana. He needs to get rid of that Mahomochi Jin and Shivan Dragon. Drawing with the Bazaar of Baghdad. Discarding his Mind Twist, something else. City of Brass coming down. Oh, there's the balance. Okay, he tutored for that. Makes perfect sense here. And now the other guy has to discard his hand. But he discards his Fireball. That's a Sushi. He can actually attack with the Sushi immediately here. If he is mindful of it. That's a Concordant Crossroads. He does so here. Oh, putting the Reanimator down to 4 points of life. He needs something here immediately. And it would be rather difficult to play as a Sovereign coming, putting him down to 1. Rather difficult to play All Hallows Eve here. Because both graveyards are so big. Oh. What? Couldn't he play that? Animate dead. What? What the heck, man? Okay, animate dead on the Nicol Bolas. Oh, he asked him to look through his graveyard. Getting Nicol Bolas right back out here with an animate dead. I thought the game was over. It wasn't. Good stuff. Nicol Bolas getting down. No hand, a single card on the opponent's hand. Does he dare to attack? Yeah. Really giving it a good think here. Needs something to block that Sushi's counter attack. Oh, he also needs to play the upkeep for Nicol Bolas. He doesn't dare to attack yet. There's also that Maze of Ith likely. Or maybe that was discarded after the balance. I think it was. Ooh, there is. And now he attacks with both. As a Shivan Dragon. Okay, that's game. Getting through here. Putting down a Mahomochi Jin and attacking with the Mahomochi Jin and the Sushi. And he can only block 1. And getting in with the other guy. Eureka takes the game. And unfortunately, we didn't get the other matches. I would have loved to see how this best of 3 went down. I mean, there's not much nuance here. Just a lot of big fat creatures coming out and duking it out. But the fun part is it's still actually a bit of a mind game on when to play your Eureka or your All Hallows Eve and when not to, and how to stack up those legendary creatures against each other. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed these couple of games here with the Reanimator Tour de Force here, going up against Stompy-Atog and the Eureka archetype. So that wraps up the recordings from the Long Island Cup 3.0. Hoped, as said, that you liked them, and I will be back with more games. And actually, in a week from now, we'll have the Eel Castle Cup 2.0, and we've already reached our maximum participants. I think we are at our ceiling at 54, I think it is. We reached that in a short week, actually. So yeah, Old School is alive and kicking. And I'll actually have a visitor here. We'll have Odd from Farmstead Mtg. He wrote me and asked if he could join up with a few of his pals from Norway. So they'll be traveling down here to Denmark, and we'll really looking forward to receiving those guys, and they will join up in the tournament. And I'll know that he'll likely put a bunch of that stuff up on his channel as well. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you in the next one.